Did you know that nearly 40 million Americans use dating apps? That's a staggering number. But here's the shocking part: studies show that despite all those matches, many users feel more lonely than ever. In fact, a survey by Pew Research found that 60% of users say dating apps make it harder to find a meaningful relationship. You might think that swiping right will lead to love, but the reality is quite different. With so many options at our fingertips, people often jump from one match to another, leaving real connections in the dust. Ghosting, superficial interactions, and constant validation from likes can leave us feeling empty. In this video, we'll dive deep into how modern dating apps change the way we connect. We'll explore the illusion of choice, the rise of ghosting, and the emotional toll of seeking validation. By the end, you'll have strategies to break free from these traps and build real, meaningful relationships. So, are you ready to rethink your dating game? Let's get started. Chapter 1: The Illusion of Choice: Why More Matches Lead to Less Commitment. Dating apps offer endless possibilities. You can swipe through hundreds of profiles in just a few minutes. But having too many options can lead to choice overload. Studies from psychologists like Barry Schwartz, who wrote The Paradox of Choice, suggest that when we have too many choices, it becomes harder to make decisions. In relationships, this leads to a lack of commitment. We're always wondering, is there someone better? Instead of settling down with someone who is a good fit, dating app users might keep searching for the perfect match. This causes people to view relationships as disposable. A 2020 survey by Tinder found that users swipe left, reject, on 80% of profiles they see. This creates a culture of rejection where deep connections are hard to form. It's like walking into a store with 100 flavors of ice cream and feeling paralyzed. The more options you have, the less satisfied you are with the one you choose. A study by Stanford University found that people on dating apps report feeling less satisfied with their matches compared to people who meet in real life. To avoid this, try focusing on one person at a time and invest in getting to know them deeply. If you limit your options, you'll feel more fulfilled. Less can truly be more when it comes to relationships. Chapter 2: Swipe Fatigue: How Quick Judgments Undermine True Connection. With dating apps, it's easy to make quick decisions. You swipe left or right based on someone's photo or a short bio. But here's the problem: real love isn't built on split-second judgments. A study from the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that meaningful relationships often take time to develop. Swiping, however, encourages users to make instant judgments, which leads to missed opportunities for real connection. Did you know the average user spends just 1 to 3 seconds looking at a profile before deciding whether to swipe left or right? That's faster than reading the first sentence of this paragraph. It's no wonder that meaningful relationships are so rare in the world of dating apps. People are trained to focus on surface-level details rather than deeper qualities. The solution? Slow down. Instead of rushing through profiles, try reading the bios and really considering the person behind the picture. Research shows that when people take their time and go beyond the first impression, they are more likely to form a lasting bond. Author and psychologist Esther Perel once said, "Love is not a permanent state of enthusiasm. It's a quiet promise, something that grows over time. To build that promise, you have to be patient, not just swipe endlessly." Chapter 3: Algorithm Love: Are dating apps killing serendipity? Dating apps promise to help you find your perfect match by using complex algorithms. But are these algorithms really better than chance? Many experts argue that dating apps take the magic out of meeting someone unexpectedly. According to the book Modern Romance by comedian Aziz Ansari and sociologist Eric Kleinenberg, the mystery of romance is often found in the unexpected. Yet, dating apps aim to remove all that uncertainty. Algorithms use filters based on your preferences, but sometimes they narrow your choices too much. You might miss out on someone amazing because they don't meet a checkbox in your profile. A study from eHarmony found that users are 75% more likely to form a lasting relationship with someone they meet organically, outside of dating apps. That's because organic connections often involve serendipity, the magic of meeting someone you weren't expecting. Real love often happens when you least expect it. It's that moment when you lock eyes with someone across a room or start talking to a stranger at a coffee shop. Dating apps try to remove that unpredictability, but in doing so, they strip away some of the beauty of love. To bring serendipity back into your life, try meeting people in person more often. Take a class, go to events, or simply say hello to someone new. You might just be surprised by who you meet. If you're enjoying this discussion about modern dating, don't forget to subscribe. We have plenty more insights to help you navigate the world of love and relationships. Chapter 4: The Ghosting Epidemic. The emotional toll of disposable relationships. Ghosting has become a huge problem in modern dating. If you're not familiar, ghosting is when someone suddenly stops all communication without explanation. Dating apps make it so easy to disappear from someone's life, and it's incredibly common. According to a survey by the dating app Plenty of Fish, nearly 80% of singles have been ghosted at least once. That's a huge number. But what many don't realize is that ghosting has a serious emotional impact. A study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that people who are ghosted often feel intense rejection, confusion, and even shame. It makes you question your worth and can damage your ability to trust others in future relationships. The issue with dating apps is they encourage this disposable mindset. There's always another person you can swipe on, so people don't feel as accountable for their actions. If things get tough, it's easier to just vanish. But that's not how healthy relationships work. Good relationships require open communication, even when it's uncomfortable. So, what's the solution? The next time you're thinking about ghosting, try sending a kind and honest message instead. Something as simple as, "I don't feel a romantic connection, but I wish you the best," can prevent a lot of pain. Being upfront may feel awkward, but it's far better than leaving someone hanging. Chapter 5: Addicted to Validation. How dating apps fuel insecurity. Here's something a lot of people don't talk about: dating apps can be addictive. But it's not just about finding love, it's about the constant validation. Every match, every swipe right, releases a small burst of dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical. Over time, users become addicted to that feeling. It's like playing a game where you're always chasing the next reward. A 2018 study by the Journal of Social Media and Society found that 55% of dating app users swipe not because they're looking for a relationship, but because they enjoy the confidence boost. It feels good when someone likes you, even if you have no intention of meeting them. But here's the downside: when you rely on external validation, it can lower your self-esteem in the long run. The same study found that frequent dating app users are more likely to experience anxiety and insecurity, especially if they don't get as many matches as they hoped for. So how can you avoid this trap? One strategy is to take regular breaks from the app. Set limits on how often you check it, and remind yourself that your worth isn't tied to how many likes or matches you get. Another strategy is to focus on real-world interactions. When you meet people in person, you're less likely to rely on instant validation and more likely to build meaningful connections. Remember, true confidence comes from within, not from a screen. Chapter 6: Rebuilding Real Love. How to escape the dating app trap. If you feel trapped in the endless cycle of dating apps, you're not alone. Many people feel stuck swiping but never really finding what they're looking for. The good news is, you can escape that trap. It just requires some effort to change your approach to love. One way to break free is to meet people through shared activities. Studies show that couples who meet through common interests, like hobbies or social groups, tend to have stronger relationships. A study by the dating site eHarmony found that couples who share hobbies are 56% more likely to stay together long-term. So, try joining a club, taking a class, or going to events where you can meet like-minded people. This allows you to connect in a more natural and relaxed way. Another strategy is to focus on quality over quantity. Instead of trying to juggle multiple conversations or dates at once, invest your time in getting to know one person deeply. Author and relationship expert John Gottman says, "The key to a lasting relationship is not how you argue, but how you make up after a fight." Deep connections are built through trust, emotional vulnerability, and effort, things that are hard to achieve through a string of casual matches. Finally, consider being more mindful about how you use dating apps. Set boundaries for yourself. Limit your time on the app and be clear about your intentions with the people you match with. By being intentional, you'll attract people who are also serious about finding love. The real magic happens when you prioritize genuine connections over the quick dopamine hits that dating apps provide. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button for more insights and tips on building real, meaningful relationships. Let's navigate the world of love together.